I want to go through a lot of old Thai currency with you today. And hopefully I can adjust the lights so they don't mess it all up. I just got this. This is the oldest bit of Thai paper money I've ever had. And there are earlier examples of Siamese paper currency, but they get tougher and tougher to get. Because, like a real government should, it issued silver coins up until this point, and copper, and exceedingly rarely, a little gold. And so these are part of a series that I understand goes until, says 1925. This one, but they're specifically dated. This one is May 15th, 1920. It's one tical. So that's what you got in Thailand. You did a good job, you get a tickle. And on the back, there's nothing. No comment. That's always good when you get one of these PMG graded notes. And there are not more than, I think, I don't have it in front. I think there's 80 something of these in all grades, straight graded at PMG. So they're fairly uncommon. And this is towards the lower end of that range. Got a little standing down here. I'm sure that factored into it. Thankfully, it didn't write standing anywhere. A little standing there. I can see there's evidence of it being slightly creased here. It's a big note. It's a big piece of paper. So you got the Garuda bird, or monkey bird, whatever. This is I think from Hindu or Indian mythology originally, but it has become adopted as the state seal symbol of the Kingdom of Siam, now Thailand. And it would have been Siam at this time. And a tical, it's a baht, same as a baht. And this is just the Thai version of this number. That's 04422, 04422. That's a 1, that's a Thai 1, just based on a conch shell. 1 baht. Same there. This is the date. I'm going to guess that actually the 1920, when it's in Thai over here, is probably not 1920, but probably their year. I'm not sure about that, though. If you go to Thailand now, even on a lot of official documents, they're in the year 2500 and something, because they start their calendar, they call it BE, Buddhist era, the year, I believe, 542, maybe it's 500 and something BC, and our calendar, how we date things. That's what we call year 1, which is supposedly the year Siddhartha was born. However, on the coins and on other things, they didn't always use that dating system at this time. I know in 1920, they did use that dating system. I've seen it on the Rama 6 silver coins. So that probably is a year 2400 or something. And the example would be this. So this is the king at the time. This is a baht. Interestingly, we call these coins a baht. This is from 1916 in white people years. Fairly common. 90% silver this year. Heavier with actual silver than a U.S. half dollar. Same three-headed elephant, which is the watermark. See if we can see the watermark. A little. So you can see a little bit through the paper, the security device, and you can see One Tical over there. See that? And I suppose that's the three-headed elephant right there. Barely. I mean, that is not easily discernible. And now with the light going through it, look, you see these creases. The light really, and the big crease down the middle. Look at that. That really shows up now. What a mess. Anyway, still a real nice note considering everything. But I was going to say that the dates on these Rama 6 coins are in that formulation of here 2, probably 4 something. And it is. Look at that. So we got made for the white people 1920, but here you can see that they're starting with a 2, not a 1. So keep in mind, this coin is 4 years older than this note. So One Tical, there you go. I never had one of these before. I've seen them at auctions. Never had any luck trying to get one. So I want to move on. I got a lot of Thai notes here, and I won't go through all of them. Maybe I will. But I want to go through, I got almost the complete set of the next series, which was after that, which previously was as old as it got for me. It's a real nice 1 baht. And 1927, see, July 25th, 1927. Same Garuda up there, that same 3-headed elephant that you saw in that coin. The same one. Now you got a nice picture of a ceremony on the back. A royal procession with the oxen. Thomas de la Rue and Company, London, printed their banknotes for a long time. Thomas de la Rue and Company Limited. What a good contract they got. This is another one of those, and you know, it's basically the same. It's a little bit washed out, but this is the Type 1 text. It's the Type 2 text. We got different signatures sometimes. Subhayak Kasem signed this one. This one, someone else, couldn't tell you. My wife has looked at one of these and been really shocked and happy. Said, oh, I know that guy. Like he founded her at college or something. Only one. That'll be on the 100. This is the 5. So you're going to see it. They're all pretty much the same. Just different color, different size. Thailand has had this going on throughout time. Probably for blind people, the notes get bigger and bigger. So this is a slightly messed up 5 baht. Pretty scarce, tough to get. Same everything as we go on. They're the same. Somebody wrote on this one. Otherwise, very nice. Don't write on your money. 10 baht. This is a nice one. Good condition. 10 baht. Even bigger than the 5 baht. I think once you hit, I think they top out at the 100 baht. We'll see. So here's the 10 baht. 1932. There's a type 1 and 2 for each kind of note. Very nice. Signatures always bleed through there. Now, you thought that was big. The 20 baht. This one's got some issues too. But the 20 is real hard to find. 20 and the 5 are both hard to find. 10s and the 1. The 1s are out there all the time. That's why I was able to get mid-state 1s. This one, June 15th, 1925. So now we're looking at more than 100-year-old paper. What's the problem on this one? Surprisingly, they don't say there's a problem, but I think you and I both know this note's got some problems, some stainage. Some stainage and some foldage. Multi-fold, up and down. So, that's a big note. And now the 100. the 100 is the same size as the 20. These are the same. The 10 is the same also. So I guess they, it's not too nice to, maybe they figure blind people won't be getting notes that big. I'm not sure. Because anything over a 10, they're all the same size. This is the Type 1 100 baht. This particular one, 1925, April Fool's Day. And I find it interesting that even at this time, a long time ago, they cared enough to put the white people numbers on it. As you may know, Thailand was never colonized, so they were doing all this independently. They were certainly influenced by the Western countries, which surrounded them, you know, the colonies of France and England, and even to a lesser extent, the Netherlands and the USA, controlled every country bordering Thailand, except a little bit of China maybe at the top. Still Siam at this time, I should say. I know the notes say Thailand, but it's Siam. Thailand doesn't get made the name until the 40s. This one's May 1932. This might be the one where my wife recognized the guy's name. He was one of the founders, I guess, of Thammasat University. He did not note any problems here, but big crease down the middle. That light through the back is a good way to note pinholes. Just look at that. That's all text. These rays emanating from here are all text. Nice job, Thomas De La Rue and company. So we move next to a different series. There's 1,000 in that series. I'm working on getting it. You got to think that at the time, that basically means 1 of these, 5 of these, 10 of these, 100 of these, 1,000 of these. And by the time all those notes got made, they weren't striking silver baht coins like this anymore. The biggest silver coin they struck was a half baht with King 7 on it, this guy. All those baht, all these notes we just went through are under King 7, not King 6. King 6 had already died. His little brother, King 7, took over. Better looking guy. And King 6 was a son of King 5. King 7 was a younger other son of King 5. This is like the best. This is the best kind of banknote, in my opinion. The boat, the sunset, they did a great job. These are the best. Still Tommy De La Rue. And this king abdicated later. Not much later than this. Not a little later in the 30s, he abdicated. And if you believe him, it's because actually he wanted to give the people too much freedom. And so instead they took a little time off from a king, and then they brought back from Switzerland a guy who they made King 8, who was just a kid, who was the son of this guy's brother. I want to say King 8 was named Ananda. I'm not sure about that. But the brother of this guy in King 6, who was the dad of King 8, was also King 8 was just the older brother of King 9. And King 8 was found dead mysteriously a few years after this. Real nice reverse on this banknote also. On the Chao Phraya River. You can still see this if you just go on any of the boats. Similar banknote. Here's that King 8 I was talking about. This is now 35. Wow, so I guess that guy was just about to abdicate on that 34 note, because by 35 you already got King 8, the kid. And he's in business, I think, 10 years. Because King 9 doesn't come in until 46. So, same idea here. A great note. You know, sadly, I don't know what any of this says. I wish it said counterfeit is death, but it probably doesn't. 1939, there's the same kid, that's a 10 baht. And by now, each denomination, just as it is today, has a different motif, different picture on it. So this is another fort. I think also you can see this fort off the river. Temple Chetty in the background. All these scenes are in what we would call Bangkok today. This has something to do with the Constitution, this watermark here. And you see that same thing, which is a pedestal or something, on money from Laos. That, I believe, is the Parliament building. Could be wrong about that, though. I believe there's a big statue of King 5 out in front of this, but I'm not sure about that. More outstanding work by Tommy De La Rue. And now, so I guess upstairs, I don't have it here, you got some intermediate money from the 40s, which is called, they call it the Japanese intervention, because Japan didn't exactly invade and take over Thailand. Some say Thailand corroborated with them. Some say Thailand was under duress. I think I've talked about that in another video. Because Thailand attacked French Indochina for a minute in 1941. Anyway, this is after all that was over. After King 8 was mysteriously found dead. His little brother, King 9, who stayed in business from 46 until either 2016 or 2017. Might have been exactly on the 6th. I know we were there and everyone was, in mourning. It's that same item. So this is the 1 baht, 1948. So just a few years after the war. That same building. Slightly different picture. Still Tommy De La Rue. Keeping the contract. Same deal, it's just a 10 baht. So just like with his little brother. The same thing on the 10. Just a different king. And a bigger size of the banknote. See, the 1 easily fits within the 10. I'm sure there's a 5 too. This is what we just looked at. Oh, well, this looks the same. 1955. Another 1. His portrait is slightly changed. He's gotten a little older. So 7 years later. Should be like this, I guess. Everything else the same. This is the 5 baht from that same series. So actually, that's the most common and popular series to collect, is what we're on now from the 50s. The 1, slightly bigger 5. Each one different picture, but same reverse. Got the 1 and the 5. 10, and these, as you can tell, are easy pretty much to get in real high grades. The 10, same fourth there on the back, bigger than the 1 and the 5 again. The 20. Don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's in Bangkok. Same reverse. The 100. And this is the end of the line. No more thousands. No more thousands for a long time. So you go to Thailand today, there's still 20s. There's no more 10s. There's 50s. Now, they didn't have 50s in this series. So now we're going to run through the hundreds over time. This is the next 100, 1968. And people who grew up there or used to visit in the old days, these might mean something to them. Because if you lived there, you wouldn't have seen them for a long time if you grew up there and you're kind of old now. But hopefully it would bring back memories of like, wow, yeah, that was kind of a lot of money, 100 baht back in the 60s. There's that boat again. This is the next 100. Somehow he almost looks younger here than in the last one. This is from the later 60s into the 70s. Side view of that Garuda. 100 baht would have still been some serious dough. Now you got the security strip. A nice watt. Actually, I think it's the Grand Palace. Not a watt. The next 100. 1978. You look serious, but he liked to play saxophone with his friends until the end. That's them fighting on the elephant. That might be Thaksin the Great up there. I'm not sure. The hero who then went crazy and Rama 1 had to kill him and become Rama 1. I'm not sure if that's who that is. Could be anyone fighting on an elephant. Now we're getting into, this is a little bit more like the money I used to see the first time I went over there, but it's still 10 years older. That's kind of what the king started to look like on the money by the time I was showing up. Kids at school. It's probably a statue. Here's the first 500 issued. A sign of inflation. So in the 70s, they first came out with a 500. $500s are always a little purpley, aren't they? I bet this is Ayutthaya, the ruins of Ayutthaya, burned by the Burmese in 1767, leading to the end of that kingdom, and then Thaksin and Rama 1 starting the Radhakosin era in 1781 down in Bangkok. It's the next 500 issued. So a little purpley from the 80s into the 90s. Not sure if that's a Rama 1, 2, 3 or Taksin the Great again. I'm guessing it's one of the Rama 1, 2s, or 3s. And now it's the first thousand. Well, not the first thousand. They had thousands a long time ago, and they were gone for a long time. And then finally in the 90s, they had to come up with 1,000. So this is the first modern 1,000. No longer Thomas de la Rue. I actually stopped keeping track of when he lost the contract, but I don't know who's making these recently. It's the King and the Queen. And then this is what I would have seen when I showed up there. And it was 40. I'll try to think. Basically, if you had 1,000 US dollars in 2005, you got 40 of these, or even a little more than 40. Now we're down to 30 something, low 30s that you'd get if you had 1,000 US to change. So from this point out, and over to, I don't have the more recent ones. However, if you go to Thailand now, you're very rarely seeing Rama 9 anymore. Now you're seeing his kid Rama 10. So I pull them out whenever I find a Rama 9, but I don't see these ever. I've never gotten these after a transaction. It's him looking older, so they kept making these till the end, 11 years later. I just don't have a graded one here. So there he is. He's always doing public work projects. That's a dam. Agriculture, helping people in the hills grow fruit. So you go to Thailand now, it's like a $30 bill, basically. All right, for now, that's all I got.